was a tough day for Trump, too. You know, he lost a whole hour of rage posting yesterday. This guy, I don't know what kind of magic cocoon the devil gave him when they made that deal, but somehow he manages to do everything wrong, just rolls right off his shoulder. On Thursday, Congress finally forced the DOJ to post those summaries of the interviews the FBI did with a woman who says Trump assaulted her sexually and physically when she was a young teenager. Her account of what she says happened is genuinely horrifying. The FBI interviewed her 4 times. Today, 4 days later, it's like it never happened. We're right on to the next thing.
A woman went to FBI 4 times. 4 separate interviews. She described in detail what she says Donald Trump did to her when she was a teenager. And 4 days later, it's just gone, disappeared. Not even a trending topic anymore. And that's not an accident. That's by design. Because when you flood the news with a war, with gas prices, with Epstein files, with golf trips, nobody has the bandwidth to stay on one story. That's not chaos. That's strategy. And it's working perfectly.
On Saturday, Trump found time to take part in what they call a dignified transfer. It's a solemn event in which the remains of service members who were killed in action are returned to U.S. soil. We've now lost 7 American lives in Trump's war on Iran. And paying respect to troops who sacrificed everything as a result of a decision you made is one of, if not the most important things a president does. But God forbid he just do it normally and respectfully. On Saturday, Trump made history, becoming the first president to attend a dignified transfer while wearing his own merch on his head. He wore a gold Donald Trump brand USA cap. He wore a hat. Baseball players don't even wear baseball caps. During the national anthem, he wears one to this. And here he is checking his diaper to see if it's full. It was. And by the way, in case you're in the market, you know how much our draft-dodging president charges for that USA cap? $55. That's right. It's like
7 Americans came home in caskets because of a decision this man made. And he showed up to receive them wearing a branded baseball cap that he sells on his website for $55. Not a military uniform, not a suit, his own merchandise. At a funeral for soldiers he sent to die. And somewhere right now, there's a grieving military family watching their loved one come home in a flag-draped coffin while the man responsible is thinking about the weather. The hat drives enough traffic to his online store.
Fashion faux pas aside, this is a president who supports our military. He's even selling a special veteran edition of his God Bless the USA Trump Bible. $99.99. All proceeds go to him and his partners. That's right. Every situation is a merchandising opportunity. And of course, whenever the president does something shameful, the heroes at Fox News swoop in to clean it up for him. Fox News covered this by using footage from a dignified transfer last year in which Trump was not wearing a hat, but the internet figured it out pretty quick. So Fox News had to put out a statement. During our coverage of yesterday's dignified transfer, we inadvertently aired video from an older dignified transfer instead of the ceremony that took place yesterday. We deeply regret the error and deeply regret getting caught for the error. But hey, these things happen, right? I'm sure if CNN made that mistake, the folks at Fox would be super chill about it. And I know that if any president did something that was deemed to be disrespectful, or I'm sure if Obama or Biden or even a vice president, Kamala Harris, did that, if one of them ran afoul of military protocol, I'm sure Fox would look the other way on that too, right?
And new developments tonight on the fallout from what many are calling President Obama's latte salute.
The disrespectful way the president saluted a Marine yesterday with his latte in his hand.
It's not a latte salute, it's a chai salute, because he drinks chai tea. But, I mean, please, how disrespectful was that?
Obama, unlike his Democratic colleagues, isn't putting his hand over his heart during the national anthem.
My flop is Joe Biden checking his watch during the dignified transfer ceremony.
Multiple times looking at his watch, why he would need to do such thing. There's no explanation.
You've got a team of people who are around just to make sure you don't have lint on your jacket, and they can't help you not check your watch.
It's a tweet from Vice President Kamala Harris. Enjoy the long weekend.
The long weekend.
You're in a position of such power where people look to you and your only answer is, look at me, I'm cute, have a long weekend.
Unbelievable.
Not just fair, fair and balanced, folks.
He's selling a Trump Bible to veterans for $100, while his buddies are coming home in body bags from a war he started. And Fox News got caught airing fake footage to cover up the hat incident and had to apologize. But here's the part that kills me. If Obama had worn a baseball cap to dignified transfer, Fox News would have burned the building down. They lost their minds over a latte salute, a latte, but a branded merchandise cap at a military funeral? Cricket, not a word. The hypocrisy doesn't even embarrass them anymore.
With all hell breaking loose in the Middle East, Rory Snackleroy did what any wartime president would do. He hit the links. That's right. He played around in Miami at Trump Doral. It was good to see him back out there bragging, cheating, and farting on every hole. And why not? It's not like he ever promised us he wouldn't play golf.
I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf.
Oh. Promises made, promises kept. Though to be fair, he also said he wouldn't start any wars, all right? But honestly, I'm okay with him playing golf. I wish all he would do is play golf. All day, every day. Every minute he's deciding which club to use is a minute he's not screwing something up.
He promised he would never play golf. He said it on camera directly to his voters. He said he'd be too busy working for the American people. He has now played golf more than any president in history. And he's not just playing golf. He's playing golf at his own club, which means every time he goes, he's paying himself with the taxpayer money. He started a war and keeps playing golf. This is the man that Fox News calls the hardest working president in American history.
By the way, also at his club in Miami this weekend, Trump introduced the former head of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, as the new special envoy to what Trump calls his Shield of the Americas coalition. See, Kristi Noem wasn't fired. She just moved from her high-profile cabinet position to run a coalition Trump made up. Kind of like when he made Mike Pence a spaceman, right? The summit was a chance for El Presidentes to show off his love for both Latin America and little Marco.
I'd love to get to your countries at some point. Marco loves going to your countries. He's always at one of these countries. He likes your countries the best, okay? He's got a language advantage over me because I'm not learning your damn language. I don't have time.
Guillermo, do you have any words in Spanish you would like to teach him?
Adiós, mentiroso.
Kristi Noem wasn't fired. She just was promoted to a job that doesn't exist, that nobody has ever heard of, that has no staff, no budget, nothing. Actually, no definition. Because Trump doesn't fire people. He invents titles. Shield of the Americas. He made it up at a golf resort in Miami over the weekend. And everyone in that room had to stand there and applaud like it was a real thing. And then he stood in front of Latin American leaders and told them to their faces that he refuses to learn their languages in a room of full world leaders. The American president doesn't have time.
Trump says he is not happy with the choice, which makes sense. You know, if there's one thing he can't stand, it's nepotism. He's very much against it. Iranian officials say they're gearing up for a long war and that there's no room for diplomacy anymore. But Trump today said it'll be a short-term excursion into Iran and blamed them for a history of using IEDs.
They were very strongly involved in all of the people that died through the roadside bombs, died and are right now walking around with no legs.
No legs. Juggling with no arms. You get it. You understand. Oil prices are now over $100 a barrel for the first time since 2022. That's not good news for Trump, who promised during the campaign he would get gas prices below $2 a gallon.
Oil just passed $100 a barrel. The same man who looked into the camera and promised Americans gas under $2 a gallon is now presiding over highest oil prices since 2022. And his response is they say it's a short-term exhaustion. The same way he said Ukraine would be sold in 24 hours. The same way he said the Iran war would end very soon. Every single promise has an expiration date of 48 hours. And the people who believed him are now paying $5 a gallon to get to a job that's paying the same wage they made 3 years ago.
Probably the most dangerous one of all is his plan to fix the election. Trump gathered a group of Republicans today, and he told them, forget everything else, pass the Save My Ass Act, the Save America Act. Our commander-in-chief wrote the Save America Act, an 88% issue with all voters. It must be done immediately. It supersedes everything else, must go to the front of the line. Same way he does with the Mar-a-Lago buffet. I, as president, will not sign other bills until this is passed. I guess that's a threat. I don't know. And not the watered-down version. Go for the gold. Must show voter ID and proof of citizenship. No mail-in ballots except for military, illness, disability, travel. No men and women's sports. No transgender. I don't know what any of this has to do with voting. Do not fail President Donald J. Trump. But Trump wants to make it as difficult for Democrats to vote as he possibly can under the guise of stopping voter fraud, even though there is no meaningful voter fraud. There is no evidence that anyone can... More Americans were eaten by wolves last year than voted fraudulently. This is about fixing the election. He made a big mess in Iran. It looks like we bombed a school, and he's lying about it. There are 3-hour lines at the airport because Democrats want ICE agents to follow the same rules every other law enforcement officer has to follow. His poll numbers are abysmal. The price of gas is going through the roof. And, of course, there's that little matter of those allegations in the Trump-Epstein files. And so to protect himself from losing the Senate and the House and probably getting impeached, he wants to change the rules of voting to make it more difficult for everyone, especially women, to vote.
This is the one that genuinely should scare you. Not the war, not gas prices, this. Because war ends, gas prices could go down, but if he changed the voting rules, if he makes it impossible to vote by mail, if he requires documents that millions of Americans don't have, that doesn't go away. That's permanent. He bombed a school in Iran, and he's lying about it. His Epstein files are sitting in a courthouse. His poll numbers are collapsing, and his response is not fix any of it. His response is make sure you can't vote him out. That's not politics anymore. That's something else entirely.
I don't want to brag, but you know, they've said this about a lot of things. No other president can do some of the I'm doing. No other president. The things I'm doing, nobody else was going to do it.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to argue on that, for sure. And to top it off, you know that meeting? There's always a little cherry at that meeting he had today with all the Republicans in the House. It's a 3-day conference, and they had it at the hotel he owns. His name's on the roof, and the money's in his pocket. No discounts, no promo codes, all Trump. He's got it all figured out. And, of course, he's in Florida, our weirdest president in our weirdest state. You know...
He held a Republican congressional conference at his own hotel. The people who are supposed to be checked on his power flew Florida and paid him to sit in his building and vote his own agenda. His name is on the roof, his face is on the lobby, and the money goes directly into his pocket. No other president in American history has been able to bill the government for his own oversight. He really did figure all out. And the saddest part is everyone standing in that lobby smiling because they know what is happening and they're just smiling anyway.